Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 2026 Wheelchair Football League Grand Final. My name is Nathan. I'm from Victorian, and today we have our community wheelchair grand final to start off today. Before we get started, I'd like to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land and country people and pay our respects to elders here past. So to welcome both our teams today, we're going to start off with Essendon. Please welcome the Richmond Football Club. For the Australian National Anthem. Thanks everyone. All the best for the two teams and good luck. Enjoy the footy.
Oh, they got me on.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the 2026 Grand Final day for the Victorian Wheelchair Football League. We are live from Latrobe University Sports Stadium here in Bundoora for what's going to be a jam-packed day of Grand Final action. We're about to get underway for our first of the day. It's going to be within the community division between Essendon and Richmond. Of course, Essendon, last year's premiers in 2025, looking to go back-to-back for the first time in the history of the community division up against Richmond, who have been in every single grand final within the community division since 2022. They finished first on the ladder in all of those years, but have lost the past 3 grand finals. I'll make that 4, actually, as I welcome in Nathan Sear on co-commentary and special comments today. Nath, wonderful pre-game presentation there by yourself.
Thanks, mate. Great to be alongside you again today. It should be a cracker of a day here at Latrobe Sports Stadium. Obviously, we've got Essendon and Richmond to start off here today in the community division, and we've got some exciting lineups on our hands.
We certainly do, mates. And did you manage to see the prelim between Essendon? I heard that there was a last-second goal that they just managed to scrape through by in what was a pretty dramatic result to make it into the game today.
Yeah, it was a pretty unbelievable game. I mean,
by Richmond.
Yeah, it was by Richmond, so it was only a 3-point margin. And, yeah, to just get over the line against Collingwood, obviously a tough team this year.
The 2026 Victorian Wheelchair Football League Community Division Grand Final is underway. Richmond up against the Bombers. Richmond trying to take home the Premiership Cup. They're 1-3. Of course, winning it all the way back in 2022. It was the perfect season for them. They went undefeated since then. They've made it into every grand final, but have lost. There's a lovely pass over the shoulder there from old Lukey Cameron. Taking the mark will be James Saw. Just backwards of the centre is Kinnaburra. The good grab here for the Bombers. Team of the Year member from last year. At the career high 12 goals in 11 games in 2025 as he passes it back off to Luke Cameron. First year here with the Bombers. Had 5 goals on debut back in round 9 and some controlled ball use at the moment here, Nate.
Yeah, it's been pretty good by the Bombers. They're just trying to take it easy. They're trying to look for the best option at the moment. And I think that's the best way to go. They don't want to rush into this game too quickly.
There's Will Taylor, champion of the league, finding Luke Cameron. He's had a fantastic start to this contest, has Cameron. He'll be within range, you would think. Looking for the first of the big dance. Brian Parsons, beautiful, finding Titford. A couple of the centre position for Richmond. Cannot go for goals as the centre position play if you're tuning into Wheelchair AFL for one of the first times, as it's going to have to come back onto his line. Sammy Stronach, our field umpire today, along with Tegan Lawrenson, doing an excellent job. So we'll have to try find a forward, and does so in Titford, who was the hero of the preliminary final. With 15 seconds remaining, Mark Titford had an intercept mark and put through a goal to give Richmond a 3-point victory and send them into a 5th consecutive Community League Grand Final. It'd be fitting if Titford could get the first for the Tigers. That's exactly what he does. What a start to this Grand Final. 1 straight 6 apiece. Nearly 3 minutes into it, Nate.
Yeah, similar tempo to the Bombers at the start. They just didn't want to rush it too quickly, and they were able to convert for a goal there. So it is a goal apiece now, and let's see how the Bombers respond to this. 27 goals in 9 games for Titford coming into today. Here's Matty Morris, a champion of the Richmond Football Club and Wheelchair AFL in general. Of course, has coached the Victoria side to numerous national championship victories. And there we go. Charlton wheeled around. He knew Titford was leading up as the Tigs can line up for their second in quick succession. Mark Titford takes a breath. He's still darting his eyes around. Pops it over the top to Brian Parsons. And the goal line defence. 2 in a row. Big spoils from James Saw. The crowd is going bananas, Nate. Yeah, I think Titford should have gone for that one there. I would have backed him from that position, to be honest with you.
I don't mind the thinking, trying to get your other forward involved in the contest, but I do agree that if you're within range in a grand final, you probably go for it. Yeah,
it's a very selfless act, but again, you don't want to lose those opportunities too quickly as Tigers will bring it back in.
So Charlton trying to find Matty Morris, has just come off his hand. So we've played nearly 4 minutes in this first quarter, flat 2-minute quarters, of course, as Luke Cameron made his debut against Richmond, had 5 goals, so he knows his team well. Off to the champ in Will Taylor.
Veteran of the team.
Yes, one of the best personalities within our wonderful league. Beautiful work there to just tap that one to himself, but couldn't quite garner possession. Could James Saw, so it's 1-1-7 apiece, 5.5 left in the first.
Yeah, this is where the Tigers here really want to lead out as Matt Morris gets the mark. And he's just trying to look for the right option there. Tigers are sort of congesting themselves a bit against the Bombers players here, but they've just got to try and find an open space to make a lead as Morris leads out and does exactly that.
And of course, this is the grand final replay from 2025, so these two teams know each other quite well as Morris slightly back at the centre, moves it on. Charlton takes the mark. He's been pivotal for the Tigers early stages. Parsons will provide the lead in the forward line. That's where the pass goes, and the mark has been taken from Brian Parsons, who is a goal-scoring machine. He was the 2024 and 2025 leading goal scorer within the community division. He's on track for a 3rd in a row. Charlton, centre position. Titford's got 2 to contend with. Came off as centre position players, so that'll be no score now.
Yeah, great turnout from the crowd here as well. A lot of black and white in the background there, as we can see, Aussie. So, yeah, great to see that. But now let's see how the Bombers move the ball up here.
Absolutely. Kinniburgh finding Taylor. 4 minutes of change left in the first. As Taylor been part of the league since 2018. Intercepted from Titford. And bang through. He's got 2, as do the Tigers. And a bit like the preliminary final, a bit of pressure inside the forward zone. And Titford is able to convert nicely.
Yeah, he's such a strong player in the forward line and so handy. It's really going to help the Tigers today try and get over the line.
So in the middle, Charlton tried to tap it down to Morris, streaming pass, ball in disputing ground level. Sammy Stronach will cross the arms to signal a stoppage as the 2 centre position players will go at it. James Saw for Essendon, Elliot Charlton for Richmond. A little bit of a falcon there for Matty Morris. Bit of a chaos ball inside towards the scoring zone. Ball trickles out in towards the skipper. Here, Benny Milton, underarm pass. Beautifully back over the top to Saw. Just spilt it at the last second. Lands favourably here for Richmond. Bit of a dribbler. Kinniburgh. Impenetrable defence for the Bombers, but it'll come back to Charlton. 3 minutes left in the first. Centre wing out of side.
Yeah.
Sorry, Nate.
So I was going to say, Kinniburgh is just doing so well in that defensive coverage. I mean, you look at how he reads the play, and he's just able to do it so easily and so well. And it's going to really help the Bombers try and block, I guess, Richmond from scoring and trying to get over the line as they've got possession of the ball at the moment in their centre. But
yeah, they're doing a good job at controlling the game here in this first quarter. Essendon had the first goal, but since then it's been all Richmond. Parsons plays on. Misses to the left, and that's a couple of early opportunities for Barge. Hasn't been able to convert now, Nate.
Yeah, he's had a few unlucky ones. He's just got to really take his time with that. And taking your time in these sort of games and these sort of situations, it's going to be cost you well. So,
of course, the leading goal scorer the past few years, but hasn't had the greatest of records in the grand finals. He's featured in every one. Had 3 goals in there winning. One all the way back in 2022. In 2023 and 2024, just had the 2 goals. So I think he's going to be the key for Richmond today, that if Barge can get 3 or 4, I think that's going to be the key for the Tigers. So it'll be good for his confidence if his next opportunity he's able to convert on.
Yeah, 100%. I think this is an opportunity here for him to lead out, or even Titford, who's close to the goal face, but it looks like he's got double teamed a bit there.
Yeah, nice little tick back, but a little bit too much juice on the pass there from Charlton. And with 90 seconds left in the first, it'll be Brandon Jones here from the Essendon Footy Club to bring him back into play and potentially pinch a late goal. Saw's got it. And with Richmond doing a lot of the attacking here in this first quarter, if they can try pinch a goal, they'll come into this quarter time break with plenty of momentum. So Saw with another disposal. He's been racking them up. Looking for either Benny Milton or Cameron inside the forward line. We'll track back and go lateral to Kinniburgh. 53 seconds on the clock here at Latrobe University. First quarter of our Community League, Community Division 2026 Grand Final. Back to Jones. So methodical approach as we've seen from him. Yeah, the moment. Quarter time siren has just sounded, and Benny Milton, the captain of this Essendon community team, who actually used to play for Richmond all the way back in 2019, played there for a couple of years. He's been at the Bombers since 2022. He featured in their last grand final, or their first grand final, many moons ago. The skipper from last year's doesn't have the journey, and at the end of the first quarter, it's going to be Essendon 1-1-7, Richmond 2-3-15. We'll have a short break here on the live stream. It's Austin Kruger and Nathan Sear on commentary. But do not go anywhere, as this grand final is absolutely a cracker. Welcome back, everyone, to the coverage of the 2026 Victorian Wheelchair Football League Grand Final Day. We are live here from Latrobe University Sports Stadium in Bundoora. We've got our Community Division Grand Final. Second quarter commencing. Essendon 1-1-7, Richmond 2-3-15. As we're underway, Austin Kruger joined alongside Nathan Sear. A free kick early here for the Bombers. Nathan, how did you see the first quarter pan out?
Very low scoring quarter. I think it was pretty 50-50. I think both teams were trying to take their time here in this quarter, and I think leading into it, Will Taylor gets a hand off there.
And it felt as though Richmond probably left a couple on the board that they would have liked to have back. A few missed opportunities. Oh, how was that from Caleb Powell? He just bursted in from nowhere, took the mark, and will line up for a quick start here for the Bombers. They kick the first goal of the first term. Richmond replying with the next two. As he takes a breath, poignant approach into goal. Caleb Powell, slight angle. It's close. It's through.
You'd back him there from every time, Aussie.
Certainly right, Nate. The champion is Caleb Powell. It's his 5th year here at the Bombers. 30 goals in 10 games last year. This year he's got 23 and 8, going in about 3 a game. Of course, he was the hero from last year's preliminary final, kicking 3 in that game and off to a good start. Spoke to him pre-game and he's feeling very relaxed. He's been here before as Richmond, quickly out of the centre. And again, a little bit too much on the pass there, Nate. Couldn't quite find Titford.
No, I think he could have passed off to some shorter options there, but that's okay. So it gives the Tigers now a bit of time to reset. As Bombers are taking it back in, Taylor with the mark.
And of course, welcome to everyone on the live stream. All out of defence. Beautifully done. Finding Titford. It was Charlton there after the defensive error from the Bombers. And Titford, who scored both of Richmond's goals, looking for the quick reply. They lead by 2 points. Mark Titford searching for his 3rd major. Inside a quarter and a little bit here for the yellow and black. Oh, and he gives it to Taylor there. Lets him know about it.
He's not going to take that well.
That'd be a free kick reversal in the AFL men's at the moment.
I think so.
The pat on the back or the pat on the head.
Yeah, definitely not allowed in those circumstances there. But this is going to give the Richmond a big advantage, though, going into the next 7 minutes. So
yep.
How this turns out, this is going to be interesting.
Well, they controlled a lot of the game, and has to be said, is Banker out the mark here. Finding Charlton. He's been instrumental here for the Tigers, 2nd year. Of course, the brother of Miranda Charlton is Nissan Hamiz. His 1st year playing wheelchair AFL is Mark Titford. Tight angle here at Latrobe University. Wonderful lead. And Bianca Mio.
She's been a sensational player this year. I think this is her 1st season, I'm pretty sure. So it's, yeah, to see her just go around in those contested possessions and get those marks. As she gets it off to Titford. Now, he is in a better position here, Aussie, because he's right in front of goal, obviously, but he's a bit of a distance, but we'll have to see how we go.
Yeah, it was well worked out there from the Tigers. Titford searching for his 4th goal. Listen to the roar of the crowd. They are loving it, as is Mark Titford and the Tigers.
He's on fire today.
2-1-13 the Bombers, 4-3-27 Richmond, 6 minutes, 30 seconds left in the second quarter, and the Bombers need a response halfway through this second term. It'll be Kinnaburra making a move into the ruck, trying to find Cameron, slipped through his hands, ball in dispute. Hits ground level, Brandon Jones with a nice pickup. Not the required journey, was told to play on there, Cameron. Caleb Powell streaming into the forward zone, can he keep it in? Not quite. Wonderful atmosphere here this afternoon, Nate.
Oh, for sure it is. I mean, it was obviously we can see on the other side there, so many black and white flags, scarves, a few Bombers behind us.
Making plenty of noise as Charlton, deep in defence here for Richmond. Just bounced off the chair of Mio.
It did look like it came off Richmond.
I thought maybe it was already out of bounds. We'll leave it to the fieldies, Nate. One of your prior roles, mate, but you're up in the ivory towers with me now in the commentary booth.
Wouldn't want to be anywhere else.
Oh, well done. Can Caleb Powell, the ball sits. Caleb Powell, take a bow. Good forward 50 pressure. And boy, did the Bombers need that.
It's like a ball magnet, I have to tell you. Caleb Powell. He's been in the league for a few years now. And I think he's just such a progressive player too.
Of course, was a premiership player with Essendon last year. Taylor just goes the big kahuna slap. Trickles out. Hassan Hamiz here for Richmond. It's good to see as well the rotations here for the Tigers in the second quarter. Hasn't affected their gameplay for the most part. Nath have obviously brought Mio onto the ground along with Hassan Hamiz.
Yeah, obviously very handy players on the court. Yeah, they really take their time with their free kicks, and that's why they're able to open up those options. So I feel like Essendon have rushed a little bit since, so I think it is now time to slow the tempo down a bit.
4 minutes, 15 seconds left here in this first half. Community Division Grand Final. It's the 2025 Grand Final replay. Essendon looking to become the first team in the history of the Community Division to go back-to-back and have 2 Grand Finals. Well done from Titford. Trying to find Charlton, just getting the handball away. Big collision between the two centres. Nick of time. Oh, the vision, the mark, the hands from Luke Cameron as the Bombers off to Caleb Powell, slips through the digits. Kinnaburra, centre position player, tracking back towards goal. Hamiz providing the defence, goes for the old over the shoulder. That's going to be a throw.
Right, he was under a lot of pressure there.
Now, Kinnaburra was closest to the throw. Caleb Powell is going to try claim the free kick. It'll be interesting to see. Yes,
Yeah.
well officiated. Well officiated.
Yes, it would have been very questionable if it was the other way around.
Kinnaburra. His 2 options in the forward line will be Powell and Cameron. Hamiz with some good defence. Caleb Powell with better offence. And you could just see, for half a sec, he thought about bursting away, but he knows. He's been here before, as he told me pre-game. He's feeling relaxed. He's feeling good. He's turning this game on its head here in the second quarter. Caleb Powell, 3 minutes left in the first half. He's kicked 2 goals already. And this to bring it back to a 2-point margin. Caleb Powell. The crowd tells the story. Misses to the right of the post. Essendon trailed by 7.
He was better off doing that, though. You don't want to play on and then become costly. Obviously, his seconds are very precious in this game. As
Hamiz, yeah, drops the mark. Cameron, well done from Hamiz. It's going to be a chop of the arms. Which way is it going? It's going to the Bombers. As the crowd is too loud, they can't hear the whistles.
The crowd's protesting there a bit, but trust the umpire's decision there.
It did look as though there was a chop of the arms. I believe it was going to be an Essendon free kick directly in front of goals. So it's going, yes, it will be. It's coming to Luke Cameron.
This is going to change the trajectory of the game very much if he gets this in.
Absolutely right. Kicked the first goal in the opening couple of minutes for the Bombers. Searching for his second, straight in front. Luke Cameron makes no mistake. It's back to a 2-point ball game with under 2 minutes left in the first half. What a game of football here, Nath.
Yeah, Tigers are still protesting. He was chopping the arm, not letting it go.
Yeah, they've got to leave it behind them now. They've got to move on.
Only got about a minute and a half, so.
Well done in the ruck contest from Charlton. Hamiz, oh, beautifully evasive. And then the composure from Charlton to just stop, wait, let the forwards get set up. Titford, too much space. It'll also be just on his range.
I think he can get this in, surely.
There's no one on the goal line as well for the Bombers. Brandon Jones might track back there. Mark Titford passes it off. Bianca Mio taking the mark. We've seen this before between the Richmond forwards working together, trying to find the best option. Bianca Mio, 45-degree angle. Last second, it's their entries and efficiency inside their forward line at the moment, just letting them down here in this second quarter now.
Yeah, I think Mio could have gone for a shot there, to be honest. I think, when you get those opportunities, you really want to take them while you can.
And we've seen Richmond a couple times maybe overuse it a touch.
Yeah, the Bombers are really trying to move around here, but got a few loose men on the court. I think about 25 seconds left, so
pivotal
they have to be quick.
So Brandon Jones takes the mark. 2 goals in his 8 games this year, both against Richmond. back in round 4, is playing more of a defensive role. Essendon might just be happy to keep this scoreline into the halftime break. Kinniburgh to Jones. 7 seconds left in the first half. They'll have to be quick. Cameron providing a lead. He'll take the mark, centre court. The siren will sound. And Cameron...
You wouldn't want anyone else taking that mark there. Tell you what, Ozzy.
So
he's got the arm on him, I reckon. And it's going to be interesting. If he gets this in, we're in for one heck of a game. 4
goals he kicked in the qualifying final victory over Richmond. Halftime siren has sounded. Luke Cameron, it comes in. It's not going to have the distance. What a first half of footy. The Bombers 4-1-25. Richmond 4-3-27. For the Bombers, 2 goals apiece for Caleb Howe and Luke Cameron. For Richmond, all 4 going to Mark Tipford, Austin Kruger and Nathan Sear. Live here on the Victorian Wheelchair Football League Facebook page. I hope you're enjoying the broadcast. Make sure to like, comment, share, subscribe, share it all around. Let's get some record numbers tuning in this afternoon. Austin Kruger, Nathan Sear. Just going to take a short break for halftime. Welcome back, everyone. It's halftime here for the Community Division Grand Final 2026 here between Richmond and Essendon. What a first half of football. The Bombers 4-1-25, trailing Richmond 4-3-27. Richmond led by 8 points at the end of the first quarter. The 2-point margin, thanks to 3 goals to Richmond's 2 in the second term in favour of the Bombers. 2 goals to Luke Cameron and to Caleb Powell for Richmond. All 4 going to Mark Tipford. Austin Kruger, Nathan Sayre here on commentary. Hope you're enjoying the broadcast. Make sure to give a like, a comment, share it all around. And Nate, these 2 teams have met each other 3 times, I believe, already this year.
Yep, so Essendon's in front 2-1 on record. So this is for 2-2 draw for the Tigers, sorry, if they win this. So they do have a good record. So they won round 4 Dreamtime game by 18 points. And then the qualifying final, 11 points. And then Richmond defeated them by 6 points in round 9. So, I mean, it is a 50-50 game, as we mentioned before, obviously, with the scores we can see. But if you gave me a tip, I feel like it'd be really hard to say.
I'm leaning towards the Bombers at the moment. I think they're just proving to be a little bit more steady with their opportunities, even though Richmond has had more of the ball in their forward half of the ground. Essendon in the last 5 minutes of that second quarter really started to turn this game around as Taylor over the top, beautiful pass, finding Jones. And it's this methodical approach. They're not rushing the football. They're waiting for the right options. Caleb Powell providing the lead. He'll have to track back. Cameron's got 2 to contend with. Kinnaburrow's got it here at the centre courts. Over the top, back to Taylor, just holding on to the mark here for the Bombers. Early stages, third quarter. The premiership quarter, as it's known by, is Taylor. Over the top to Cameron. How's that for a grab? Stuck the mittens up there, and it just landed nicely.
The play from the Bombers there, they took it very nice and slow, just reminiscent of the first quarter. So this is a golden opportunity to get into a bit of a more safer margin as he lines up.
So Cameron, he's already got 2 goals. And the Bombers get the first of the second half. They retake the lead to the tune of 4 points. Crowd going berserk behind us here at Latrobe University Sports Stadium in Bundoora. Our very first time here for the Victorian Wheelchair Football League Grand Finals. Of course, it'll be hosting AFL Open a little bit later in the year as well. Wonderful facilities, Nathan. It's great to be here. All as a pass there from Morris, trying to find his defender. Track back in. Morris was able to get it away, but it'll trickle out. And again, just some nervy passes for the Tigers, Nate.
Yeah, it is. I think they're starting to get a bit shaky now. Margins obviously narrowed, so Bombers are really trying to get...
Brian Parsons asking the question, the umpire there, is Kinnaburra. What a player he's been for the Bombers. Team of the Year member last year. 2 to contend with. Ball trickles out. Cameron should get to it first here for the Bombers. He does so. He's looking laterally. Did they get a touch on him? Either way, enough pressure to force the turnover, and Richmond could try gain a bit of composure back into this grand final. Finds Charlton.
I have to say, fantastic game from David Cameron today. I mean, it's his first year with the VWFL this year. 9 goals in 2 games throughout the season, and 5 goals in debut round 9 against Richmond. So he started later in the season, and feels like he's been here forever.
Certainly right. And here he is on cue, Nate, with the interception. Caleb Powell's tracking back in towards goals. Geez, it nearly went all the way through. He is a forward player in the yellow wristbands, so it does count as a point. 5-point margin, 6 minutes 40 left in the third quarter. That would have been quite the moment, Nathan Sayre.
Yeah, there would have been a big change in the game. Go either way at the moment as Tifford gets a mark and plays on pretty quickly.
He does. Tifford with 4 goals. And their connection just not quite there yet again for Richmond. There's a few fingers being pointed.
Yeah, as you mentioned before, Ozzy, it's so good to see so many people turn out here today. As we said before, there's a lot of Richmond fans out on the sideline. They're protesting.
50.
Protesting for 50 there.
So, yeah, chop of the arms on Brandon Jones. 6 minutes left here in the third quarter. Kinnaburra. I've got to apologise to Jordan. I've been pronouncing his name wrong for about 2 years now.
Have you?
I thought it was Kinnaburg, and I went, geez, I better double check. Like I normally do.
To be honest, I would have said the same thing.
Yeah. So apologies there to Jordan. Been butchering that for years. But we got it right for this grand final day. Of course, Bombers looking to go back-to-back. No team has done it within the community division. They were here this time last year. They beat Richmond in that game. And they're looking the goods here in the third term. Caleb Powell takes the mark.
The one and only. As you said, 5th year of the club this year in the VWFL. 30 goals in 10 games in 2025. Goal scoring machine as he lines up.
7 goals he's kicked in 2 games against Richmond this year, including 2 already today. Make that 3. Caleb Powell, the champion. He loves it.
Such a character, this bloke too.
He's an absolute ripper. He's our Caleb Powell.
This is the 7th in the league for goals, actually.
Yes, doing very well.
23 and 8.
Bryant Parsons, number 1 in the league for goals. Yet to register a goal yet. Charlton under pressure. Pass goes out of bounds. Richmond have not been able to put on a score so far. Here in this third quarter, it was 4-3-27 at the start of the term. It remains there as Kinnaburra with a good mark deep in defence. Centre position player in the pink wristbands. Defenders in the red wristbands.
Someone's got to move here for the Bombers. He gets it to Taylor. Obviously in the VWFL since 2018, so one of the veterans, obviously.
Certainly right. And love the game of Brandon Jones in defence here for Richmond. Just a steady head, which you need in defence, especially when Will Taylor's your other defender.
Yeah, he's such a solidly built player. I mean, he's just such a strong player in the back line as heads into the Bombers' forward line.
Can Kinnaburra keep it in? It'll be rushed over. That will be a minor score because it came off the Richmond chair, which does make it an even 2-goal game. Charlton goes for the big pass. And Bryant Parsons, this is a huge moment. Bryant Parsons.
He needs to go for this one, surely. I reckon he's got the distance.
He's going to go for the pass to Charlton. Centre position player can't go for goals. Bryant Parsons is looking for the little go and give. Titford's got 2 players defending him. And well done there from Barge. Huge moment in this grand final for Bryant Parsons. 41 goals in 2025, 55 in 2024. Goal scoring machine. Tried to give it off to Charlton. Ball trickles out. Who did it come off last?
Hard to see from this angle, though.
It is.
Trust.
Sammy Stronach.
Stronach, yes, he did tell us at half-time.
And he did say we have to do it in an Irish accent. So Sammy Stronach there at Nate. Our field umpire for today. And I might just leave that one. We'll leave our impressions for later. And of course, Tegan Lawrence and our other field umpire today. Alana Johns reveling in her goal umpiring and throwing abilities at half-time. Does an excellent job. It does Johnsy. All the staff surrounding the Victorian Wheelchair Football League and fans, viewers tuning in. Wonderful community. If you're not already here, get on down to Latrobe University. We've got our Championship Division Grand Final later this afternoon at 2 o'clock. Titford into space, was under pressure and had to release it. And of course at 2 o'clock, Nath, we're going to see Essendon in their first ever Championship Division Grand Final. So the double potentially on the way for the Bombers.
Yeah, it's going to be a very, very interesting game. Obviously, they're up against Hawthorn. Hawthorn, they've won it before. They've won it back in 2023. And looking for that second flag. So
Hollywood Hills said 10+.
Yes.
10+ goals. But he says that every time, does Hollywood. He's a big game player, though, as the Bombers. Well done from Charlton. Caleb Powell on the second attempt. Just the required distance. 3 metres, I believe, is it, Nath, for it to be paid a mark in wheelchair footy?
Yeah, 3 metres.
Our house umpire. Over the top, a little bit too much on it. Matty Morris bounced off his chair, had to tap it back in the boundary line direction. As we nearly get a disposal here in our commentary position. 90 seconds, or 80 seconds left in this third term. Game is hanging on a thread at the moment. Kinnaburra.
Well, the Bombers are in a comfortable lead at the moment, so you can obviously see why they're taking their time with it. They don't want to rush anything and concede any goals. That's going to risk their narrowing the margin.
Yeah, since quarter time, Nath, it's 5-2 in favour of the Bombers. As Taylor finding Caleb Powell. who can line up for his 4th major. And I tell you what, I'm looking forward to seeing what kind of celebration Caleb Powell might come out with. He's having a chat with the umpire, making sure that Matt Morris is where he's meant to be as Caleb Powell. I'm loving his approach to goals this year. You can just see he takes some time to feel the ball, make sure it's in the right part of the hands. Caleb Powell, the power on the goal. He bangs through his 4th, and the Bombers are starting to get away here, Nath.
This is getting interesting. I would have thought the Tigers would have scored by now, but we've only got about 10 seconds left of the 3rd quarter.
We'll have to be perfect, but it goes in the forward line here for the Bombers. Trickles out of bounds. Seconds ticking down here at Latrobe University in Bundoora. 3rd quarter comes to a close. 45 plays 27 in favour of the red and black, looking to become the only team in the history of the community division to go back-to-back. As we'll have a very short break, but do not go anywhere on the live stream, because when we come back, we'll bring you right up to the full-time siren. Ten minutes to play for the Community Division Grand Final 2026 Victorian Wheelchair Football League. And what a quarter from the Bombers. 3 goals they scored. They kept Richmond scoreless. As with 10 minutes to play, Essendon 7-3-45, Richmond 4-3-27. Richmond led by 8 points coming in to the second quarter. They're led by 2 points at halftime. It's the Bombers by 18 and 8. Do you want to go through the goal scorers for us, please, for the Bombers and then the Tigers?
Yeah, sure. So for the Bombers, we have Caleb Powell on 4, Luke Cameron on 3, and for the Tigers, we have Titford on 4. So we've got our 3 main goal scorers here today. And I'll tell you what, it is a big change in the game with Richmond not scoring a goal since the start of the second quarter. So it is going to be interesting to see how this third quarter pans out. Or is this the last quarter?
It is the last.
It is the last.
I believe so. Yes, fourth quarter. We can see live on Play H. Bailey White doing an excellent job over there, updating us as Titford goes for a bit of a Hail Mary. He could work the chaos ball. Taylor taps it back, as does Caleb Powell. Luke Cameron, can the ball sit? He gets the pick up. He gets the goal. The Bombers are up by 24 points. And they're 9 minutes away from creating history in the community division. Will Taylor in defence and the pickup.
I was going to say the Tigers are protesting there was an overarm throw, but we do trust the umpire's decision there.
I thought it looked all right from here, Nath. But this is why we're the commentators. Who knows?
That's right.
Here we go. Jones to space. Caleb Powell, the pickup. Caleb Powell has got 5.
This could be the dagger of the game.
30 points. What a half of football here for the Essendon Football Club. As we mentioned, Nate, they were down by 2 points at the start of the third. They're up by 30.
Crazy scenes here at Latrobe Sports Stadium. 30 points of difference. Essendon 57, Richmond 27.
And a free kick as well. They're going nuts in the comment section as well. Nate, there was some Bomber supporters absolutely loving it. As Cameron, Jones, takes the mark. Tracks back to Taylor. 8 minutes left. Community Division season. Caleb Powell.
Bombers need to lead out here.
Kinnaburra, centre position player. Finds Caleb Powell, and since this man has come onto the court, it's been a different game.
The man has hands like dinner plates, Aussie.
He does.
He is on fire this game.
We're going to be right behind this shot. Caleb Powell, this might just be enough for the Bombers. He comes in. The man can do no wrong. He's got 6 in a granny. The Bombers, 7.5 minutes away from history. The crowd is loving it. The atmosphere and the Richmond supporters, Nate, there. Yeah. Starting to look a little bit nervous.
They're looking a bit grim at the moment.
I mean, geez, they've lost the past 3 grand finals, Nate. I hate to bring up the history, but it's a wonderful achievement at the same time. As well done in the centre. And the ball just not bouncing their way.
Well, as you mentioned before, Essendon's looking to become the only team in community history to go back-to-back. Obviously, the community's been around since 2022.
Yep.
And the Bombers have been such a dominant team since its inception, so...
Well, it's the 3rd time they've actually met in a grand final, Nate. Of course, in 2022, it was Richmond defeating Essendon by 18 points, 76-58 in that game. Scotty Van Gemert featured, who will be in the Championship Division grand final.
Yeah, there's such a big rivalry, obviously in the AFL, but in the VWFL. VWFL.
It's even bigger.
I got it right, yeah.
It is a bit of a tongue tie. The VW. Oop. There's the balance from Kinnaburra. And then Richmond, as I've mentioned, 5th consecutive minor premiership. In the last 5 seasons, within the home and away, they've only lost 6 games in 5 years.
It's pretty crazy.
But
I mean, they've got such a strong lineup in both their senior squad as well.
They do.
I mean, you look at the players they've got, 100%.
As this game is getting away from him, has been for a little while. 5 minutes, 35 seconds left.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Aussie, I'm very surprised with the margin. Did not see this coming from the Bombers. So, as I did mention before, as I was going to say before, the rivalry is still around the VWFL. And it's alive and strong as the Bombers lead by 35 points.
So it'll be Will Taylor, who's been very good today. As Will Taylor, premiership player from last year. Has been in the league since 2018. 5 minutes of change left. In the back line here for the Bombers. Timmy Deald on the sideline for Essendon. Absolutely loving it. He's been a part of their program for the past couple of years, and having a chat to some of the players pre-game, and James Leonard, the captain of the championship squad, they just feel as though everyone knows their role. It's been a similar team for the past couple of years amongst community and championship, and they're certainly playing like a team that's very well connected, Nath.
100%. You can just see the team chemistry just on the court. The way they're able to just move the ball around. They could do it with their eyes closed.
They certainly can.
You can just see them how well they're just leading out, making that space, and that's why they're in the lead they're in.
Chop of the arms from Parsons, showing a bit of frustration. Cameron, I keep calling him Cameron Jones. To Kinnaburra. As the Bombers happy to play some possession footy. Take some seconds off the clock. Need maybe some tight one-on-one defense at the moment. Try force a turnover. Over the top he goes. And the strong jukes from Luke Cameron.
He's got the height for it.
He does.
I've got a feeling he's got a basketball background by looking at him.
Wouldn't be surprised. It's been well worked out. Just got it away in the nick of time. Can Benny Milton try to get onto one? The skipper, as we can see as well. Michelle Medanjic looking to come onto the court here for the Bombers. for the first time this afternoon. First year playing any wheelchair sports for Michelle Medanchik. Had a chat with her pre-game. Very excited, loving her time at the Bombers, and first year playing wheelchair sports. It might have a premiership medallion hanging around the neck. You'll take that.
Not bad. Not bad.
Mayo takes the mark here for Richmond. Can they at least get a late goal, something to celebrate for? There's Matty Morris, champion of the game. Running Charlton.
It's going to be hard to see Richmond put up a fight here. I mean, they're passing it around, but the Bombers seem like they're really locking them in, and it's only about 2 minutes and 40 seconds left.
So Titford finding Bryant Parsons. Can Barge, we'd love to see Barge be able to slot one here. Under 3 minutes left here in this 2026 Community Division Grand Final. Bryant Parsons is also 1 goal away from a career high of 56 goals. He's on 55 at the moment, which he registered a couple of years back. Over the top to Titford. And you could just see Richmond with a bit more composure in their ball usage, and they're able to get the look inside their forward line. Titford will line up for goal number 5. It's been a valiant effort from the champ, Mark Titford. He comes in, puts it through. That's his 5th major.
Yeah, first goal since the second quarter, I believe. So good on Richmond for getting that on the board. 63-34, Bombers in the lead by 29 points. Tegan Morrison brings it back into the middle to throw it up. It is a very surprising margin, to say the least, Aussie.
Certainly right, Nath. Is scooped up. Titford's there. Ball in dispute. Charlton just gets handled away. Bryant Parsons takes the mark. But with 90 seconds remaining, it seems like it might be too little too late for the Tigs. Can Bryant Parsons find Titford, or will he go for it himself? Parsons.
Ooh, out of bounds.
Hits the outer post. Unfortunate there.
That was for 56. Still a bit of time on the clock, though.
Yeah, about a minute and change.
Great work from Essendon there, just to, again, find that open space. They're just so good at doing it, and they've been doing it so well throughout this season. Tigers get the intercept.
They've got 9 of the last 11 goals. Charlton, centre position player, has to find Titford. He does.
Yeah, he can take his time here, Titford. This can make it a 23-point margin if he gets it in.
40 seconds left. Titford just scrapes it over the top. He's got 6 goals in a grand final. Nothing to scoff at for Mark Titford, who got them into this grand final with a goal with 15 seconds to go after the Tigers were down by 23 points in the final term. So they've made the comeback before. It's at 23 points at the moment, but there's only 18 seconds left here for this 2026 Community Division Grand Final. Charlton, hammer fist forward. Well done there from Jones for the Bombers in defence. Kinnabarra trying to get it back off the grounds. Can they get a goal for Benny Milton as it's going in towards goal? The crowd will go off because the Bombers have created history. The first team ever to go back-to-back within the Community Division. What a moment for this club. Look at the scenes on the sidelines. A wonderful performance. 10-3-63 to Richmond 6-4-40. Caleb Powell with 6 goals. Luke Cameron with 4. Richmond, valiant effort. Mark Titford with 6 goals. And Nathan Sayre, what a game of football. You've got to do the post-game presentations.
I do. I've got to head off and do that.
Final thoughts from you then.
Final thoughts. Fantastic game for the Bombers. Obviously, Richmond would be gutted with the result. But obviously, I don't think a lot of people expected that margin.
What a game of football here for the Community Division. The Bombers, 24-point victory over the Tigers. They go back-to-back for the first time in the history of the community division. They're the only team with 2 trophies in the cabinet. They won last year against Richmond. They've done it again in 2026. Wonderful scenes here at Latrobe University as Richmond gather as well. A great effort from a team that's been the absolute benchmark of this competition for a number of years. You've got a feel for them. This is their 4th consecutive grand final that they've unfortunately lost. But the jubilation for the Bombers, who are looking for the double. Because, of course, coming at you next, a little bit after 2 o'clock, we'll have the Championship Division grand final between Hawthorn and Essendon. We'll have our post-game presentation in just a moment. The final scores yet again, 10-4-64 to 6-4-40. Caleb Powell finishing with 6 goals. Luke Cameron with 4 for Richmond. All 6 going to Mark Tipford. It's going to be hard to pick a best on ground. It's got to be Caleb Powell for me. He came on early stages of the second quarter and turned the game on its head. Let's not forget, Richmond led at the end of the first quarter by 8 points. They led by 2 at half-time, as it looks like they're going to sing the song here as we'll try to tune in to the song here. Centre court here for the Bombers, the 2026 premiers within the community division. The fans flocking from the stands to come down and support, waiting for everyone to get down. It'll be sung with plenty of gusto. They're making sure all players, supporters, family, fans in attendance can enjoy this one. There we go, the back-to-back premiers. Here in the community division, don't go anywhere on the live stream. We'll have the post-match presentation in just a moment, followed by the championship division grand final. Make sure to like, comment, share. Make sure we get some big viewership in this afternoon. And if this first grand final is anything to go by, we're in store for another cracker soon. Huge crowd packing in the stands here at Latrobe University. The atmosphere is electric. It's wonderful to see as the Bombers get their premiership medallion soon. Of course, we had the Auskickers kick us off earlier as well, playing another tight battle. As you can see, everyone gathered around. Tears of joy for the Bombers, as Richmond will lick their wounds and they'll come back again strong next year, as they've done so throughout the history of this competition. As we're nearly ready for the post-game presentation here at Latrobe University Sports Stadium in Bundoora. Austin Kruger and Nathan Zero on commentary. Nath doing the post-game presentations as well. He's doing it all today. He's our Nath. Shout out to our field umpires today, Tegan Lawrenson and Sammy Stronach. He told me actually it was a Scottish accent I was meant to do it in, but I'm not going to go back there. Alana Johns in the goals as well. I'm very interested to see who takes home the best on ground medallion. It was a team effort from the Bombers. Brandon Jones in defence was excellent. Michelle Medanjic coming on, having an impact in the last quarter. Will Taylor having some great moments in defence. James Saw was important in the first half in that centre position. Luke Cameron with 4 goals. Caleb Powell with 6. Jordan Kinnabar, he's another contender for the BOG. And, of course, the skipper, Benny Milton, who's the back-to-back grand final captain for the red and black. Caleb Powell is lapping it up here on the sidelines. As we're nearly ready for the post-game presentation. With our championship division grand final next between the Bombers and the Hawks. So this could be quite the day for the Bombers if they take home both the championship and community league grand final. Of course, Essendon's championship division team has never won within that division. Up against the 2023 premiers in Hawthorn. As Richmond just coming back after having a bit of a chat. Coach Sennett Sykes consoling some of his players. He's done an excellent job as Shan. Timmy kneeled at the helm at the Bombers. Animated on the sidelines was our man Timmy. Loving the action for his team. I haven't announced the best on yet, Michael Cadd. We'll get to that shortly, hopefully, for the post-game presentations. As we'll try to clear it. We're going to get Bailey White in there just to try and clear out a few people so we can get the presentation. We're nearly ready. As we're just making a bit of space so we can get the shot. Well done there from Bailey White. Clearing out the packed house so we can tune into the post-game. Essendon with a big win. What a game of football. The crowd is going off its head. Caleb Power came on in the early stages of the second quarter. He kicked one within the first minute and turned the game on its head. Halfway through the second, Richmond led by 14 points. After that moment, Essendon kicked the next 9 goals of the game consecutively. And Richmond did finish with the last 2. There's a bit of crowd control, trying to make sure we can get the shot.
All right, guys, let's
Here we go.
now for the proceedings of the presentation. So, firstly, I'd like to congratulate the Essendon Football Club winning the Community Grand Final for 2026. What a cracking performance that was to wrap up the Community Division and take home the premiership. And congratulations to Richmond to make it this far as well. It's been a great season of football in the Community Division. The season of 10 rounds of close football between 5 teams. They could have really seen any team come home with the premiership. Before we kick off the presentation, I'd just like to say a massive thank you to Latrobe Sports Stadium for hosting us in the 2026 VWFL Final Series. It's been great to have this state-of-the-art venue for the finals this year. We will begin things with the presentation of the Best on Ground medal. So I'm pleased to announce the winner of the 2026 Grand Final Best on Ground is Luke David Cameron. Round of applause for Luke. I'd like to start by inviting the runner-up captains to come up and say a few words. Matt Morris.
Thanks, Nathan. Massive congratulations to the Essendon Footy Club, second 2 years in a row, beating us 2 years in a row. Big congratulations also to Hendo and Tim for getting both teams to the grand final. Honestly, not sure who I want to win the grand final, but I do know that I admire the way you guys played today and the way you guys played through the season. You played with passion, you were very competitive, but you weren't cocky, and you're a good bunch of guys as well, so massive congrats.
Round of applause for that. Please welcome our NAB AFL Oz kicker kids to help present the medals for the Premiership team, the Essendon Footy Club. Number 6, Brandon Jones. Number 7, Michelle Medancic. Number 14, Will Taylor. Number 16, James Saw. Number 26, Luke David Cameron. Number 28, Caleb Powell. Number 29, Jordan Kilbride. And the captain, number 43, Ben Milton. And the coach, Yasmin McLeod. I'd like to now invite Ben Milton and Yasmin to come out to the front to say a few words.
Thank you. Firstly, Rich, congratulations on your season. And it's always a tough contest playing with guys, and it's always a good run. So you've been consistent for years now, so this is really proud of what you've achieved. To our group, first of all, obviously, congratulations. But I think you do it with 4 new players, new coaching, which has been great, by the way. Charlotte and Rose. Yeah, it's just extra special. So congratulations to everyone involved, and thanks to everyone at the club for making us to the target. So yeah, couldn't be happier.
Yeah, I just absolutely love this sport, and the thing I love most about it is the community, is the building around it, that everybody here. It's incredible. It's been such an honour to coach. It's been an honour to play games against Richmond. It's always been a good game. It's pushed us to be better as well. So I'm so proud of the team and what we've created, and it's great. I love it. So it's a great sport. Thank you.
We will now present the Premiership Cup to the Essendon Football Club. And ladies and gentlemen, your 2026 premiers, the Essendon Footy Club. Please welcome the Hawthorns. Please welcome the Essendon Football Club, the Bombers. Before we get started, I'd just like to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land, the Wurundjeri people, which we gather on today, and pay our respects to elders here, past, present, and emerging. If you're able, can we please now stand for the Australian National Anthem? Good luck to both teams and enjoy the footy.
Welcome back, everyone, to the broadcast here for the 2026 Grand Final Day Victorian Wheelchair Football League. The Championship Division Big Dance about to get underway. Essendon taking on Hawthorn. Sammy Stronach, our field umpire, with a coin toss here between Hayden Orber and Mitch Stretton. Mitch Stretton winning the toss, electing to go to the right of your dial here at Latrobe University Sports Stadium in Bundoora. Austin Kruger is my name. Joined alongside Nathan Sayer. Nath, wonderful presentations from yourself. We've already seen one grand final today within the community division. The Bombers with a big win, looking to get potentially 2 grannies in one day.
Yes, thank you very much, Ozzy. The first grand final today was a big shocker. I mean, we were expecting a very close margin between Essendon and Richmond, obviously, but it was the Bombers in the end that got away with the 30-plus point margin. So this is a chance here now for their championship team to sort of get that dual premiership in, and obviously we've got Hawks looking for their second flag in their history in the Wheelchair League.
Yeah, certainly right. Hawthorn, of course, the premiers back in 2023. Since then, in their next 2 seasons, in 2024 and 2025, they only registered just the 1 win, with Yas and Finn Broadbent only managing about 7 games in that 2-year span. In 2026, they're back and they're better than ever. Finished 3rd on the ladder, 5 wins and 3 losses, up against the Bombers, who finished 2nd with 5 wins and 3 losses, as the 2026 Championship Division Grand Final here for the Victorian Wheelchair Football League is underway. Scotty Van Gemert in the ruck up against the Hawks, and well done, Orber finding Finn Broadbent, the champion of not just wheelchair AFL, but wheelchair tennis as well. Finn Broadbent, tight angle here at Latrobe University, hits the woodwork.
Yeah, quick start from the Hawks there. They came out well and truly firing there. So this is a chance for Essendon to respond from the back line. A lot of open space.
As Scotty Van Gemert takes the mark. It's been a part of this Essendon squad for a number of years. And Caleb Logan in 2026 is playing the defensive role as Chris Henderson couldn't quite reel it in with the one hand. A bit of frustration. Well done from Troy Hawkins in defence, the former Pie.
Yeah, it's unlike the Bombers there, but here's their chance just to sort of reset. Try and read Hawthorn's play.
So Hayden Orber finding Laidlaw here for the Hawks, playing in the centre position this afternoon. Pink wristbands at the centre, red for the defenders, yellow for the forwards. Of course, centre position players can travel anywhere within the thirds. Defenders can stay in the middle and defensive half. Hayden Orber, yet again, finding Broadbent. Hollywood Hills providing the lead. Of course, in the long sleeves is our man Hollywood, Yasin Hill. He's got a couple of defenders. But there we go. Bit of patience from Broadbent, and Hollywood can line up for the first.
Should call him Marshall Mathers.
Yes,
that hairstyle.
He does. He probably wouldn't mind that too. He had 7 goals back in their 2023 grand final. He's a big-time player. He's Yasin Hollywood Hill for the first of the grand final, and the long bomb from Hollywood Hill. He gives a big rev up to the crowd, and it's a fitting first goal scorer for Yasin Hollywood Hill.
Yeah, no surprise there. He is very comfortable in that position, though. That distance does not faze him whatsoever.
He's almost probably more accurate from a little bit further out. Smart little tap, well done in defence from Farley. Comes back to Hill, keeps it in beautifully and finds the mark in Broadbent. Hollywood Hill, he's not just scoring them, he's serving them on a silver platter as well, as Broadbent's already had a shot from this exact spot only about 2 minutes ago. And here is Hollywood providing the lead. He just hesitated for a second as Broadbent goes back and misses to the left on this occasion.
Broadbent, obviously, with a strong tennis background, has been all over the world, playing world tennis. Now here at Latrobe Sports Stadium, representing the Hawks in the grand final for the championship division.
Oh man, Hollywood's also been travelling around the world as part of the French Open, the Roland Garros, first one in full wheelchair tennis. He's also doing some vids with Nick Kyrgios earlier in the year. Is a little bit too much on the pass there from Hendo. Couldn't find Logan. As field umpire Tegan Lawrenson giving it back to Hollywood Hill. He's going to play on. As Hollywood Hill right in front of our commentary position. Pops it over the top here for Troy Hawkins. Was having a chat with Troy pre-game about his move over to Hawthorn. Of course, he started his career all the way back in 2018 against, or for Hawthorn, should I say. Previously, Collingwood was a premiership captain within the community division, but he's back playing with the Hawks, and he finds the mark here for Hollywood Hill, who is currently
looking for his second here.
Yeah.
And it is somewhat early in the game. He's off to a good start.
He's first in the league for goals this year. This will be his 80th of the season. Has he snuck it through? No, he has not. He won't like that, will Hollywood?
All right, well then, resetting now. And here's the Bombers' chance to try and respond here. They're yet to score in this game. We are 5 minutes in.
They're yet to really get much clean footy in their forward half of the ground so far. Some of their passing just letting them down. Hawkins and Hayden Orber, the skipper, just bangs it back into Hendo's face. And the pass, beautifully weighted, and that's just been the difference so far. As Broadbent next in line.
Now, watching him play last week in the preliminary, he was dangerous in that set shot position, sort of on that 45-degree angle.
We missed a couple from the opposing flank as Broadbent, third time's the charm. Hawks out to an early buffer. They lead 2-3-15. Essendon had to score 5 minutes into the first quarter.
What do you reckon Essendon need to do to kind of get on the board? Because I
Probably
feel like...
find a mark maybe, just, you know, slow things down a touch.
Yeah. I think sort of, if you look at the last game we had, both teams did really well at slowing down at the start, and that's what both teams need to do, is high contact from Hollywood Hill there.
There's Caleb Logan, who's been a goal scoring machine in recent years, playing the defensive role, finding the skipper, Mitch Stretton.
Someone's fallen out of their chair. It looks like Hayden Orber.
Well, we know Hayes will pop himself up pretty quickly.
Hayden Orber Obviously, Values Award winner, backline of the year.
As Stretton misses to the right of the dial. Sorry, Dave. Yeah, Mitch Stretton, 5th in the league for goals this year. 49 in 9 games at about 5.4 per game. As Orba, how's that for a pass? Ridiculous. Really, it's the Hollywood Hawks, the Showtime Hawks at Broadbent. He's loving this little pocket, isn't he? He wants to be as close to the camera as possible. As Broadbent will look for Hill. He should find him too. Had to track back a touch. But Hollywood can line up for his second.
I'm surprised they've got Caleb Logan in the back line at the moment, to be honest. I would have thought they'd want to have him in the front because he's so good up in goal, but it is interesting as Hollywood Hill goes for it.
As Hollywood Hill has got his second, a bit more of a calm approach to the celebration. It's all business at the moment for Hollywood. He's a big-time player. Had 9 goals for Victoria's National Championship victory against South Australia last year. A couple of years before that, he had 13 against Western Australia, did the 2-time National Championship winner. Of course, former league best and fairest. Scotty Van Germert here for the Bombers. Stretton over the top. Thought about playing on, but you're not getting past Hayden Orba. That's for certain. As Stretton will just come back. Pop it over the top to Hendo. Plays on, and there we go. Who else but Hendo to get the Bombers going, and they needed that, Nath, just to try.
Yeah, you wouldn't want anyone else down there. Aussie, I tell you what, Hendo with the experience, the veteran he is in this game, you need that person down there to execute it, and they did that.
Of course, the former Tiger Hendo out of the middle. I believe it was touched off Hayden Orba's hand, which should mean that it is a Richmond ball. Oh, Hayden Orba clearly claimed the touch, but he's not going to claim that it'll go the other way around on the free kick, though.
Interesting one.
We might have to take the Values Award away from him. No, he's an excellent man, is Hayden Orba, the captain. Of course, a former Kevin Faulkner medalist within the National Championship says, here's Hollywood. I'm going to get sick of saying his name by the end of the broadcast, but he's not going to be sick of listening to it. He's in the DMs telling me all about his work this year. He told me 10 plus at least today. He's already got 2 in the first quarter. Make that 3. Tell you what, the nonchalant from Hollywood.
It reminds me a lot of Lance Franklin back in the Hawks days.
Oh, let's not pump up his tyres too much. You're right, though. He's just got the X factor. He absolutely loves it. He even had as Hendo out of the middle. Touched again. Troy Hawkins in defence. Ball didn't land nicely for him. Scotty Van Germert finding Henderson.
Oh, not 3.
He dropped it, so he couldn't get pinned. Getting the rub of the calls.
They are credit to the umpires here today. Obviously,
High pressure.
high pressure conditions at the moment. Sure it will be for the rest of the day as the Hawks get the mark. Laidlaw had a sensational game in the preliminary final last week.
So Hayden Orba, defensive player, just puts it to advantage. And you're seeing Hollywood Hill is running amok here, and he's right in front of the camera now. He's even mic'd up by the looks of it. I've just seen on his Guernsey. So Hawthorn social teams following. You're seeing Hollywood Hill very closely. He is an absolute superstar and dominating this grand final.
No surprise, though. I mean, he's had such a strong season this year.
It's his 4th major already. So things just starting to get away from the Bombers. 13 seconds on the clock, and they get a late goal. Will it be the Hawks? Broadbent. Hill nearly reeled it in with the one hand. Caleb Logan in defence. A couple of fumbles. Scotty Van Germert, smart tap to Farley. Into space. Orba should get to it first. Quarter time siren sounds. Essendon 1-1-7. Hawthorn 5-3-33. 4 goals to Hill, 1 to Broadbent for Essendon, 1 to Chris Henderson. We'll have a short break here in the live stream. Austin Kruger and Nathan's here on commentary. We'll see you in just a minute. Broadcast 2026 Grand Final Day here for the Victorian Wheelchair Football League. We're live from Latrobe University Sports Stadium in Bundoora. We've already seen a community grand final. It was Essendon defeating Richmond by 24 points. Luke Cameron taking home the BRJ medal. We'll shift our attention back to the Championship Division Grand Final. Hawthorn leading by 26 points thanks to 4 goals to Hollywood Hill, 1 to Broadbent. Austin Kruger, Nathan Sayer on commentary, and Nath. They've already met a couple times this year, Hawks and the Bombers, haven't they? Yeah, it's a 1-1 record for both teams in their encounters. Hawthorn won the first one in round 5 by 17 points. It was 183, and in round 10 they met again. Essendon won by 71, so there was very big difference. A few injuries, I believe, at the Hawks in the sort of the middle to late stage of the season as James Leonard has come onto the field here for the Bombers. No sign. So Leonard, a couple of early touches. Can they get some momentum here in the second quarter? What a mark there from Stratton. He had one hand over his shoulder. Such an angelic marker, just did so cool, calm and collected. I'm just able to get that. So here's a chance for the Bombers here. Reduce the margin to 20 points. Yeah, big moment. Former premiership player with the Tigers. It's his second year here at the Red and the Black. Came over with the Hendo a few years ago. Searching for his 50th goal in 2026. Mitch Stratton delivers. Good start to the second. And the captain delivers. Yeah, you mentioned they jump ship from the Tigers in recent years. I think that's what the Bombers have needed. Still looking for their maiden premiership in the Championship division, so those are going to be pivotal players for today. Yeah, they made it back in 2022 against Richmond. That was the first, I think the third game of wheelchair footy I ever called, Nate. There you go. After Essendon qualified by defeating Collingwood in overtime, if you can remember that one, all the way back in the Nick Holloway days. I'm sure he's tuning in somewhere from Monaco at the moment. He's Nick Holloway. Big shout out to him. As Stratton's taking a mark, he popped one from a similar spot on the broadcast side of the court. Mitch Stratton for 2 in the opening 2 minutes of the grand final. He converts. No, he's got the behind. Oh, I went a bit early, Nath. Lana Johns, trust her work behind the goals. Eagle vision. Hayden Orber. As Broadbent spills the mark. So the Bombers just starting to turn the momentum in this game. As Timmy Neal gives the ball back to here to Leonard. Hendo wants it. Hendo gets it. Does some excellent work, does Chris Henderson, the Freedom Sports Foundation, and the Wheelchair Oz Kickers. And an absolute piss whistle of a pass. Finding the chest of his skipper in Mitch Stratton. As Stratton, this is his third shot in the opening 2.5 minutes of the second quarter. And there we go. There's no mistake this time. Back to 13 points, early stages, second term. Great response here, Nath. Yeah, great to see the Bombers getting on the board a bit now. Obviously 13 points the margin here at Latrobe Sports Stadium. And Hawks, let's see how they respond. Out of the middle. Scotty Van Gemert doing the centre work. Callum Logan getting an important touch in defence. Troy Hawkins has just lost his balance. As you said, Troy Hawkins is one of our many inaugural players in the VWFL. He was the marquee signing to Hawthorn all the way back in 2018, I believe. That's right. So, we've got a stoppage slightly forward of centre here for Hawthorn as far as the territory is concerned. We're going to throw this one back up. We're a few minutes into this second term, flat 10-minute quarters, of course, within the Victorian Wheelchair Football League. It's going to be the 2 number 1s contesting the ruck. Paul Laidlaw and Scotty Van Gemert. Hollywood Hill gets the pick up. He gets it again. Tight angle. Oh, bounced every which way. Yeah, it's one of those unlucky bounces there. Hollywood Hill. He's almost going for number 5 there. That would have been a big score for him on the score sheet. 4-2 at the moment. So Leonard finding Scotty Van G. I love Scotty. Also a music teacher as well. He's good on the guitar, is our man Scotty. Leonard, he's been good since coming onto the field here for the Bombers, trailing by 14 points, nearing the halfway point of the second term. And here's the champ, Chris Henderson, 3-time premiership player and former captain of the Richmond Footy Club. 6th in the league for goals in 2026.
Looks like he's going to go for it.
Oh, yeah. You're back in, Hendo from, he's not quite Pareto distance, but he's got an absolute arm on him. And he tells his teammates and fans in attendance to get revved up. They've got a great contingency in supporting a donate this afternoon, Dave.
Did have a feeling he was going to get in that. So, Yaz and Hendo, a bit of a match up there. We get outside the circle.
So it's 5-1 in the first quarter. Currently, Scotty Van Germert over the top, finds Mitch Stratton. This has been a fantastic 5 minutes of football.
Yeah, Essendon have really turned it on.
So Mitch Stratton, tight angle, converts yet another. That's his third for the skipper. And here,
Back in the lead.
in this second quarter, Essendon have scored 4 goals, 1. Hawthorn, just the one behind. They trailed by 26 points at the start of the term. 5.5 minutes later, they trailed by 2, Nate.
Amazing scenes here. As I've said before, grand finals, you never know what can come of them. And these are one of these grand finals you just don't know.
Broadbent, he just hasn't quite found the polish yet, Broadbent, and you can see just a bit of frustration there as well. He's normally one of their cleaner users. It'll be interesting to see how this develops. There's Caleb Logan on the last line of defence. We're not used to saying that.
Yeah.
But this has been his role in 2026.
I mean, you never know. I've got a feeling they'll try and push him up to the forward line later in the game.
I was chatting with Timmy Neild, and we spoke about, well, the dynamic aspect that he brings to the back line, but also the ability, if things aren't going their way, can put him into the forward line for 3 minutes at the third quarter and give a bit of powwow. So they can move the magnets if they need, but it's working. Is Henderson and Stratton at the moment, and Henderson links up with Logan. So who's next in line? Will it be Stratton or will it be Hendo? Hendo's going to track back into the forward line. Stratton's trying to get some separation, but Henderson,
He's pretty good at it. He's able to sort of deceive his opponent, leading outwards, and then he's able to just sharply make a turn.
so Chris Henderson, has he snuck it through? No.
Yeah, it was hard to see from this angle.
It is. It's hard to see with the goal line umpires too, Nate. It's not the easiest of jobs. Hayden Orba, and here we go. This is the Hawthorn footy. Just put it somewhere in the vicinity of the forwards and let him get to work as the two untangle.
Yeah, got a bit of a history, those two.
They do, and they're polar opposites as far as personality. Logan's
Very quiet. Yeah.
Quiet achiever, goes about his business. Yasin Hill,
Complete opposite.
complete opposite.
Yeah.
This is why we call him Hollywood Hill. He's changed the Instagram handle and everything. He's got goal number 5, and it's not even half time. And the Hawks get their first of the second quarter, nearly 8 minutes into it.
Hendo's getting into him a bit.
I'll tell you what, if there's one person I probably don't want to be giving any extra motivation to, it is Yasin Hollywood Hill, as the two just barge into each other. Lands to Logan, the steady head. He's got no one to give it to. Oh, Mitch Stratton. He's putting on some kind of performance. 7-point margin. Under 2 minutes left till half time. Over the top to Scott Van Germert. Centre position player. Can't score or go for goals as Stratton against Orba. Henderson's got 2. So he'll track back to Logan just on the defensive or the offensive third line. As Logan in towards the pocket. Picture perfect pass from Logan. Mitch Stratton.
Yeah, he cut behind the pack there. Really smart play from him.
Especially against a defender like Hayden Orba, as Mitch Stratton for his 4th goal in this second quarter. It's a 1-point ball game. Minute 20 left in the first half. This is exactly what we want for the grand finals. High scoring, entertaining, close game.
Did say that at half time, and I was hoping the same thing too, and we've got it. 1 point the margin. Hawthorn way.
Especially at the... As Henderson out of the middle. The Bombers are in front. Tell you what. The champ delivers. Hawthorn complaining to the umpires. Essendon just going about their business.
Oh, especially Hollywood Hill. He's not too happy there.
I tell you what, Hollywood, he gives it. You've got to be able to take it as well. Both of them have been pushing each other. Hollywood, tight angle. Oh, no. Misses to the left. That would have been.
What a goal that would have been.
We might have been in risk of an all-out rampage between the two sides because Hollywood Hill would have gone straight up to Hendo and let him know about it if that
for
went
sure.
through.
Yeah.
What a game of football. 15 seconds left. Essendon with another opportunity to score. Vandermeer takes the mark.
He's only got 10 seconds left. He's got to move quickly here. Hendo's on the lead.
Oh, and this is within Hendo distance. Timmy Neal tells him to take his time. Half-time siren will sound here at Latrobe University Sports Stadium in Bundoora. Chris Henderson, we know he's got the distance. Searching for his 4th goal and misses to the left of the post. What a half of footy. Essendon 7-4-46, leading Hawthorn 6-5-41. That is a 31-point turnaround in the second quarter alone. Austin Kruger, Nathan Sear on commentary. We'll have a short break before we bring you up to the third quarter. Oh, hold on. There's a bit of argy-bargy between the two sides, so just having a chat with each other. Got to stay focused on the game as we'll have a short break here, but do not go anywhere. in. Hollywood Hill's got 3. Hope you're enjoying the broadcast on the live stream. Make sure to like, comment, share. Let's get some big numbers tuning in. As it's going to be the Hawks, slightly on the defensive side of the centre court. Hayden Orber, their leader, finding Troy Hawkins. As the Hawks controlling a bit of possession. Hollywood Hill and Broadbent, the 2 forwards. Lands nicely to Logan, just gets it away in time. Henderson's got to be careful not to go into the offensive third. Hayden Orber beautifully picked up. Troy Hawkins, well done, providing that option.
Yeah, nice work there. Just got it out. A quick disposal. And this is a chance here for the Hawks to lead out and create an option as Hawkins plays on and gets it to Broadbent in the centre.
So Essendon searching for their first ever grand final premiership cup within the championship division. They won it back in 2022. They've then lost the next 3 elimination finals over the shoulder contact. Free kick to Finn Broadbent. While the Hawks, of course, won it back in 2023. Yas had 10 goals in that game. Finn with 8. Only registered 1 win in the next 2 seasons up until this year. 5-3 in 2026. It's great to see them back playing some good footy, Nath.
Yeah, it is, certainly is. Obviously, the last few seasons have been a bit inconsistent throughout the seasons that we've had, but I mean, 2026 has been a season of the Hawks, really.
So, well picked up from Hawkins. Ball in dispute. Leonard underarm pass to Logan. Chop of the arms. Hollywood's a bit frustrated.
Yeah, there's a lot of physicality there. I think it was a bit hard to see all those arms swinging around.
It's nearly one of those ones. Good call for a stoppage, but the outfield umpire's in the best view. As Scotty Van Germer takes the mark. It was a good pass from Leonard. We haven't seen a score so far in this third quarter. The premiership quarter, of course. Here's Chris Henderson.
Yeah, both teams know every possession they make, it's valuable time on their hands.
So Stretton's going to tick back in towards the goal square. Oh, they nearly got the bounce there, did Hendo.
Did. That would have been a good goal. The Hawks reset. And it looks like Hawkins is out there, but he gets it to Broadbent, who's on the lead. Trailing is Hendo. Hawkins is still open. No one's around Hawkins.
Yeah, so they're just letting him go and putting a bit more work into Hollywood Hill on the forward line. He's got 3 players in and around him. Hawkins has got Broadbent. He takes the mark. And he'll line up. He's been a bit inaccurate as our man, Finn Broadbent. He's had the 1 goal. A few missed opportunities. He's normally a very accurate user. Had 8 goals in their grand final in 2023. He gets his 2nd. And it's all tied up here at Latrobe University.
Now, in the history of the VWFL, we have never had a drawn grand final.
Ooh.
So if this is a draw, this is the first in history. Did come close in 2021 when the Pies won by 1 point against the Bombers.
Certainly right. So the Bombers have had some close ones this year as well. Hollywood Hill gets the pickup. Goal number 6. And this is the damaging football that Hawthorn can produce. They score so quickly when they get their opportunities, Nath. When they've got the momentum, they could just do so much damage.
And I was saying to you at half-time, like, they're just so free-flowing with their plays.
Yep.
Whereas I feel like Essendon's a very stop and go, which is not a bad thing at all.
Yeah, it's 2 contrasting game styles. Orber gets to it first, under pressure, got rid of it. Beautiful pickup from Paul Laidlaw. They're excellent with their ground balls today, the Hawks. Lateral, tough one for the skip in Orber. Essendon ball just over halfway through this third quarter.
Logan's still in the back line, but I'm loving the matchup between him and Hill. You can just see it there. The tension's getting hot.
Yeah, there was almost bubbled over at halftime, and well, it did for a little bit.
Steve Hodges besides me agrees, nodding his head.
Our man Steve-O loving the action. There's Caleb Logan in the red wristband. The defender. Well done there from Laidlaw. Stretton keeps it in. Laidlaw How's that for a pass? Off to Broadbent. He spent it before he had it. He was thinking, how good's this play going to be? But it goes out of bounds. So a couple of little skill errors from the Hawks that weren't there in the first quarter. There's Hendo. Oh, for a sec, I thought he might have thought about bursting away. Are you allowed to just go from the out-of-bounds free kick into goals?
Depends, I think. Depends on the scenario, but I think he did the right call there.
Great spoil there from Auber. Stretton a bit frustrated now. I mean, there's not much you can do. From the likes of Hayden Auber who's defending you. Not sure what the complaint is about. Need to get back on defence. There's Hawkins. Finds Laidlaw. So the defensive screws have tightened here in this third quarter. We've just seen the one goal.
They have. They obviously,
in the first.
as I mentioned before, every time they spend possession with the ball, it's valuable. And they don't want to waste any time, and they don't want to do any costly mistakes. So they're really trying to play their cards right here today.
So Finn Broadbent searching for his third goal is Finn from out long. Hits the post again. We've seen a few posters.
Very quiet scoring. Very quiet scoring here today. In this quarter, at least.
Leonard out of defence. Henderson, beautiful mark.
Bombers forward line. It's getting crowded now. They're really trying to man up on Stretton. Double team there.
Logan finds the mark. Van Germert will track back in as the centre play and put on a bit of a block for Stretton. It was well done, but Hawkins, excellent in defence. Henderson's an option too. Scotty Van G takes the mark, can't have a shot on goal. Stretton's got two, Henderson's got one. Defender, of course. So they just go back to Logan. 2 minutes and change left in the third. Oh, the spoil from Laidlaw. He's laying down the law. But Henderson.
I like that.
Henderson. Steve Odgers says, have a shot, Hendo. We agree here in the commentary position as Hendo sizes it up and passes it off. Come on, Hendo.
I would have backed him from there.
Yep.
Surprised he didn't go for it.
Doing the team thing is Hendo.
I think he's got Logan there in the back line.
Goes back to Hendo. Oh. We'll just shut our mouths up. The set play from the Bombers.
I like what they did there. They wanted to run down the clock on that free kick, and it allowed Hendo to cut across behind him, get the hand off, and he was able to convert. And so it's a 1 point difference.
Doesn't mind the goals from live play as well, Hendo. He's good with the set shots, but he's just as damaging.
100%.
From those little give and goes. Hawks ball. Here's the call. Minute 5 left. The scoreboard reads Bailey Wind operating today. Finn Broadbent with the Hawks leading by 1 point. And here's Hollywood. He knows this court very well. An instrumental role for Victoria in the national championship victory over South Australia last year, did Yas. On this very court, he was the difference maker.
Steve-O says, hurry up. Time's running out.
To make it a 7 point advantage, and his 7th goal, he misses. 30 seconds left. Hawthorn up by 2 points here in the third quarter. 2026 Championship Division Grand Final. Leonard goes for the big bomb. Bouncing ball. Hayden Auber finds the mark in Broadbent. 18 seconds left. Finn Broadbent looks to the forward line. Hollywood wants it. He goes back to Auber. 10 seconds. Laidlaw, centre position player. How was the ball movement there, Nathan South?
Bombers are protesting. It was less than 3 metres.
Oh, here we go.
But this is going to be a big score. To get into a bit of a more comfortable lead going into the last quarter, the grand final quarter, of course.
You said Hollywood Hills got 6 goals. The 3-quarter time siren.
He's taking his time here.
Has just sounded here. Hawthorn on the siren. Hollywood Hill for goal number 7. He's a big-time player, and he comes up big at the end of the third quarter. Huge play. I reckon we'll ditch the break, Nathan Sayre, because there's a lot to talk about in this 2-minute interval before the last term. Hollywood Hills just converted his 7th goal.
I reckon he'll make it to double digits. He's on that way now where His play is so free-flowing and he's able to just find that open space so freely. And I think Essendon really need to try and lock him up. They've been trying to put him in that position, in a good way, but
So 8-5-53, plays 9-7-61, Nathan Sayre. Hawthorn by 26 points. At the end of the first quarter at halftime, Essendon by 5. Hawthorn back in front by 8 points. Who's your tip coming into this last quarter? I'm putting you on the spot, Dave.
oh, this is going to be a tough one. I feel like the Hawks will get over the line, but you never know with Essendon. Essendon have got a lot of experience in that lineup, and like I said, grand finals, anything can happen.
Certainly right. Of course, Essendon won the community grand final earlier in the day, creating history potentially, taking home the double. It'll be quite the achievement. With the brown and gold, Finn Broadbent been a little bit inaccurate, but I've loved the game as well from Paul Laidlaw in the centre for the Hawks. He's been instrumental, along with Troy Hawkins.
Yeah, 100%. And as I mentioned before, like Laidlaw had such a sensational game in the centre last week in the preliminary final, and you could just see, like, he's just so dominant with that height he's got.
Well, they were pretty dominant in that, the elimination final.
Yes.
Was it Richmond that defeated in the prelim, the Hawks?
Yeah, that's right.
By 17 points.
And as I mentioned before, Hawthorn have just had such a great season this year, and it's going to be a tough one. I can't really call it, Aussie.
It's tough.
Who's your tip?
I tipped Hawthorn before the season started. So I'm going to stick with my preseason call of the Hawks. But tell you what a season it's been for the Bombers. They started the season 1-3, Nate. And of course, who could forget back in round 1, the defeat after the siren. It's done some big numbers on the social media.
It did.
So they started the season 1-3, but in those 4 games, they had obviously the after the siren loss and a 5-point loss to Richmond in the Dreamtime match. So there was positive signs. They closed out the year with 4 consecutive wins, an average winning margin of 53.5 points. It was been the opposite for Hawthorn this year. They won their first 5 games by an average of 40 points before losing their final 3 games of the home and away season, a lot of that due to injury. But then a big win against Collingwood in the elimination final by 85 points, followed by a 17-point victory against Richmond as Sammy Stronach, our field umpire, gets the 4th quarter underway. There's 10 minutes to go for the 2026 Victorian Wheelchair Football League season. Out of the middle, Laidlaw, Orba, Hollywood Hill is on the end of it.
Reminiscent of the start of the first quarter, Aussie.
Certainly right.
Very quick and free-flowing.
It was 5-1 in that first quarter as Hollywood Hill for goal number 8. He's 2 away from the bag, which is 10 in wheelchair footy. And the hot start within 30 seconds here for the Hawks.
Yeah, he's only going to build on the momentum he has at the moment.
I did run into Hollywood Hill in the off-season, Nath, at an undisclosed location somewhere. He was pretty excited telling me about what he was going to do this season, and pretty much all of it's come true so far. If they can hold on for the next 9 minutes. Well, there's a big collision there between both sides. I don't think there was anything untoward. It was just a big contest.
It's an unusual collision, though. You don't really see 2 players going down at once. But you can tell all these players are really hungry to stay in this game. I mean, we've got 9 minutes left, 14 points in it. Think about it, it's only a couple handballs in it.
The clock has stopped. What a crowd in attendance as well.
Yeah, speaking of big numbers on social media, we've also got big numbers here.
It's been
behind
fantastic.
us.
Oh, yes, Leonard with the interception. That was beautiful. James Leonard, been a member of this squad for a number of years. He played in their last grand final within the championship division all the way back in 2022. Here he is again.
Great to see so many inaugural players still playing in this league. He's been around since 2018.
Oh, geez, he's done well there. Scotty Van Gemert.
Obviously can't score because he's a centre. He gets off to Stretton.
Wow. Mitch Stretton, 1-on-1 against arguably the best defender of wheelchair AFL. Just absolutely running him bath there with Mitchy Stretton. He can line up for his 5th major. The captain, yet again, cometh the man, cometh Mitch Stretton.
He's like a bulldozer.
He is, mate.
Very much like a bulldozer, just speeding through the pack and just being able to outrun guys like that or that caliber. So
8-point margin. Inside here for the Hawks. Hollywood tracks back to Orba.
That was very close to being out of bounds there. A good call by Lawrenson. First grand final for her, umpiring.
Yes.
Gets it off to Laidlaw.
Congratulations. Done an excellent job as Teagues, along with Sammy Stronic. Oh, well-weighted pass. Hollywood. He got it away before the tap. He got it away before the tap. He's got his 9th. He lets Logan know about it. Extremely well officiated there, Nate.
Oh, there's a bit of fiery interaction between
I think he just
those
gave him
two.
the...
But you rarely see Caleb Logan protesting against the umpire.
To be fair, I've been from the live view we had, it looked as though he released it just before the tap.
Yeah, he was in the motion, so I think the umpires did call the right thing there.
We might even have to go back to the instant replay here now. In just a sec, as Henderson takes a mark, scratch that. Big moment here for Hendo. There's still 7 minutes left here in this last quarter. Chris Henderson, of course, is a former best on ground medalist in a grand final. Back in 2019, he was also the league best at fairest that year. Chris Henderson, he wants his 5th. He's just swung it home. That was close. But Hendo joined Stretton with 5 goals a pop.
Yep. I think similar to Hill, got no doubt Hendo will continue his trajectory of goals in the 6 minutes to come. He's got that momentum running at the moment. Let's do both teams.
So ball gets spilled out of the contest. Under our pass. Is it a two-handed throw?
No, I think it went out of bounds.
Yep.
So Bombers ball from the sideline, gets it off to Hendo. He's going for number 6 here, I think.
He certainly
Be
is.
surprised if he doesn't go for it here. Does have some options leading out, but it's looking like a crowded train in Mumbai at the moment, just in that forward line.
It
So
certainly is.
It's got to be a goal score, surely. But he gets it to Van Gebert.
He gives it off to Scotty Van G, centre possession player, so he can't have a ping at the goals. He wants to give it back to Hendo. Stretton. Oh, the hand of God from Henderson.
Very smart play from the Bombers. Very smart play. Now, this is going to reduce the margin down to 2 points.
If he converts.
If he converts, of course.
We don't want to put any miles on. Chris Henderson searching for his 6th goal here in this last quarter. Hendo.
He gets it.
What a champion of wheelchair AFL.
We've got a game on our hands, Aussie. 73-71. Hawthorn lead by 2 points.
What a game of football between both grand finals we've seen today. Electric atmosphere, close games, high scoring, controversial calls, big moments. Leonard in the middle. Oh, that goes bang! That was a crunching contest. What was your view of that one there, Nate?
I'm speechless. I'm actually shocked.
Was that within the laws of the game?
Yeah, I think, if
they're both going for the footy.
If they're going for the footy, I mean, you've got to read the intent, and it's up to the umpire's interpretation, but we trust that.
Oh, maybe a costly turnover. Broadbent was saying there was a bit of a hold. Stretton and Hollywood Hill just bang into each other. Ball spills out. Hayden Orba in defence. Under pressure. He just gets it away. Falls out. Caleb Logan. Chris Henderson. To Smith Stretton. The Bombers are in front. The scenes, the sounds. Here at Latrobe Uni, they are going off their heads. Chris Henderson's got a little smirk on his face.
Such a close game here. Can go either way.
Wow.
Hawthorn are still in this, though. Obviously 4 minutes left, 4 points in it.
Anything can happen. Championship Division Grand Final. Hayden Orba. Under pressure. Scotty Van Gebert gets to it first. Gets it away. Henderson
Just got rid of it there.
takes the
Now
mark.
they're in a good position to try and slow it down, find a space. They don't want to make any silly mistakes from here.
As James Leonard takes the mark here for the Bombers. Going off in the comment section. Henderson is him. And I'll tell you what, he's within range here, is Hendo. He's an unselfish player, but he would also back himself in. And this goes lateral back to Leonard. Now, they've been involved in some close games, as I've mentioned, and I imagine they would have been practicing some late game situations. That is one of the best contested grabs you will see. High pressure moment.
And against Laidlaw too with that height.
Insane from Mitch Stretton, the captain.
That's where speed comes in handy. And he's lining up.
So Mitch Stretton, who got them going in the second quarter, from long distance, misses to the left of the post. Oh,
This has got me on the edge of
5
my seat.
points in it. We've seen the Bombers go down. I had to bring it up by 1 point after the siren earlier in the year. It's currently 5 points. That's all I'll say. Troy Hawkins takes the mark in the back pocket here for the Hawks. 2 minutes, 50 seconds left in this grand final. One of the best, if not the best, we've seen in recent memory. Laidlaw. Broadbent. Poignant approach up the ground. Finn Broadbent far away from his natural habitat.
We did say the Hawks do have a speedy approach to their game style, but they don't want to risk it here. They don't want to make too many silly mistakes. They don't want to go too fast and then end up costing them. And
well
he's got
done. He's got the pass to Hawkins. He quickly moved into the forward line, unaccounted for. And some evasive skills from the man who's been a little bit inaccurate today. Can Finn Broadbent put the Hawks up by 1 point? Yes, he can. He looks back at the crowd. He says, come on. 2 minutes to go. Hawthorn up by 1 point.
Crowd's cheering them on. This is the loudest I've heard the crowd in a long, long time.
This is the loudest I've ever heard in a wheelchair AFL game. This is one of the best games of footy. Hollywood Hill. He keeps it into Broadbent. Couple of fumbles, gets it back. He had no one there to pass to. 90 seconds left. Essendon's got it in the back line. Scotty Van Gemert goes lateral to Leonard. They trail by a single point. They've never won a grand final within the championship division, have the Bombers. And they are still calm. Scotty Van Gemert. Now to Hayden Farley. Minute and 10 seconds left. Scotty Van Gemert, centre position player, will look for his forwards in Stratton. He drops the mark. It stays in. Orba under pressure. He keeps it in. Into the centre he goes, and Hollywood marks.
He's going to hold on to it.
Wow. Stratton's taken everything all game. He's asking for a chop, but it looked all right from here. They can control from now. Hayden Orba takes the mark. 45 seconds remains.
It's going to feel like eternity for a lot of these players.
As Hawkins, they're going to need some tight one-on-one defence now, the Bombers. 35 seconds left. They're hanging on by a single point. He finds another mark. Hayden Orba, the defender, the captain, the leader of this club. Broadbent.
He's got to hold on to this one.
What a mark. Van Gemert was right there. There was a bit of contact on the arm. He's pulled up a bit ginger. Maybe he's trying to take some seconds off as well. 13 seconds left. Hawthorn searching for their second premiership. Out of bounds, Essendon ball. Timmy Neal gives it back to Logan. Five seconds on
left.
the clock. They need a mark. And Chris Henderson takes the mark. The siren sounds here at Latrobe Uni. Essendon trail by 1 point. They started their season all the way back in round 1. They led at the final siren, and Collingwood kicked one against them to win the game. Here, in the final moment of the 2026 season, Chris Henderson to give Essendon a grand final victory. No score! No score! Any score would have done. Hawthorn hang on in the most dramatic fashion. $12,678 to $12,779. Hawthorn hang on by a point. Chris Henderson couldn't get the score on the siren. Hollywood Hill with 9 goals. Finn Broadbent with 3. They've won their second premiership of the Hawthorn Footy Club. They won it back in 2023. A couple of years down the bottom of the ladder, and they're back in 2026 in a big way. You've got to feel for the Bombers, Nate. 6 goals to Stretton, 6 to Henderson. Chris Henderson on the siren.
Mate.
Needed a point. You said we might have a draw. We nearly got it.
We
What
nearly
a game
got
of
it.
footy.
It would have been the first in history if he got it. Any behind would have done it. But the Hawks get away in a 1-point win, 79-78
Wow.
against the Bombers. And I'll tell you what, the story of the Hawks wheelchair team is one of a kind. Having started in the league, having not won a game in their first ever season, not winning a game until their second, and now they've already got 2 flags under their belt.
Of course, you're right, Nate. Back in 2023, they hadn't won a game in, I believe it was over 540 days, and they defeated St Kilda in the early stages of that season. They ended up winning the grand final that year. And the Bombers, man, you got to feel for them. What a game of footy. As Nathan C is going to do our post-game presentation. Incredible job by Nathan C all year. Big thanks to him, filling in for myself on commentary most weeks with Bailey White. He's done an excellent job. He's doing the post-match stuff as well, which we thank him for. We hope you've enjoyed the coverage. What a game. Of course, our community league earlier this afternoon saw Essendon defeat Richmond by 24 points. A 1-point margin here in the big dance. I'm lost for words. My heart is beating at 1,000,000 miles an hour. I can't imagine how some of the players are feeling as well. As the celebrations for the Hawks, the Bombers getting around each other, and what was a tough day out for them. As we're nearly ready for the post-game presentation, we'll try to get a clear view.
All right, we'll now get started with the grand final proceedings. Firstly, congratulations to the Hawthorn Football Club, the 2026 Premiers Footy Championship Division. And congratulations to the Essendon Footy Club for making it this far to the grand final. Outstanding season for both teams. Been a great season of football in the Championship Division. 10 rounds and 5 teams who could have definitely made it to this spot here today. Now, before we kick off this presentation today, we'd just like to thank again Latrobe Sports Stadium for holding this event. We'd like to say a big thank you to Steve Rogers, Louise Brooks, and Mr. Stewart over there for holding and doing all the work behind the scenes. Yep, round of applause for that. Shout out to players Sam Stronach, David Morrison, and all of our GDOs here today. And we'll now begin the little presentations. So, for the best on the ground for the 2026 VWFL Championship Grand Final is Yazzie Hill. Round of applause for Yaz. I'd like to invite the runner-up captain from the Essendon Bombers, Mitch Stretton, to come up and say a few words.
First off, I just want to congratulate Hawthorn. It's a good game. Tough game. Always is with you guys. Our boys really want to get it done for the boys that haven't won one yet. Caleb, Scotty, James. So we can get it done. It's a tough one, but yeah. Thanks to the crowd. It was a really good crowd. Thank you.
Thank you, Mitch. Please welcome our NAB, AFL Wheelchair Oz Kickers as they're going to present the medals to the winning team here today. So starting off with number 1 from the Hawthorn Hawks, ball way ball. Number 2, Adam Smart. Number 9, Yazin Hill. Number 36, Finn Baldwin. Number 54, Troy Hawkins. And the Premiership captain, number 5, Hayden Norma. And inviting out the coach, Andrew Harrison. We'll now invite Hayden to say a few words and Andrew.
First off, I just want to say congratulations to the Essendon Football Club for putting such a great show for today here in the crowd and for the fans at home watching online. It's an achievement in itself just to be here on this day. I know it maybe hurt a little bit right now, but I know next year you'll rebound, you'll learn from this, you'll become stronger, and you'll be the ones to watch out for in season 27. Also, just to say thank you to Victorian Wheelchair Football League for having I know the work that you guys do behind the scenes. Thank you for continuing to listen to our feedback, improving the sports, becoming the better we can. Thank you to all the umpires. You've given us something to look forward to playing this game, so thank you very much. To our boys, what a journey that it's been so far. Like, just to think in 2024, we didn't even win a single game. And then last year, season 25, we only won 1. And season 26 had its definite challenges, no exception for that. But we started off strong the first half of the season, then we fell in the second half due to player injuries, player availability, and things just weren't going our way on game days. But we stayed strong and we're resilient, and here we're at the grand final, winning this tournament. So, well done, guys. First, I just want to quickly say thank you to my coaches, Harrow and Logan, for everything you do behind the scenes and making us I'll let my coach Harrow say a few words.
Quickly, Hayden's pretty much mentioned everything, but Essendon Footy Club, what an amazing game. Hendo, mate, that one you would score every single day, and unfortunately today just wasn't the day, mate. But what a great game. That's what you want. You want a close game, and that's exactly what we got. So thank you very much. To the fans and the crowds that came out, thank you. Your support means everything. That's what we do this sport for, and to have that here today is fantastic. To AFL Victorian and all their support they give us to be able to play the sport that we love. Thank you. And then our boys. What a year we've had. We've had some ups and downs. And to be able to come out here today and do exactly what we did, huge achievement. So congratulations.
present the Premiership Cup to the winning captain and coach. Your 2026 premiers, the Hawthorn Hawks.
And there we go, everyone. What a game of football. Essendon 12-6-78, Hawthorn 12-7-79. Yasin Hill taking home the best on-ground medal with 9 goals. Finn Broadbent finished with 3 for the Bombers. What an effort it was for them. Stretton and Henderson with 6 apiece. Hendo just couldn't quite convert on the siren. In what was one of the best games of football we have witnessed within the Victorian Wheelchair Football League, as has been the quality for the entire of the 2026 season. And of course, a big congratulations to the Bombers, not just for their efforts in the championship division, but for winning back-to-back in the community division earlier in the day. So they will take home a little bit of silverware from today. 24 points they beat the Tigers by in the community division grand final. Well, that's going to be us wrapped up for another 2026 season within the Victorian Wheelchair Football League. I'd like to give a big thank you to all of the staff, all of the people who put in lots of work, our field umpires, everyone involved within the leagues, to all the clubs, the fans, the players, the families in attendance today, and to all the people tuning in and who have done so and support our league. A big thank you to you. You are the reason why we continue and this league continues to grow. We hope you've enjoyed the broadcast, not just today, but for the entire of the season. A big congratulations to Essendon in the community division, taking out their premiership, and then the Hawks hanging on by 1 point in what was one of the best games we've ever seen. 12-7-79 to 12-6-78. Big thanks to Nathan Sear on co-commentary as well, doing the post-game presentations for us, as that's going to be wrapped up in 2026. And what's been a fantastic year. We hope you've enjoyed the coverage, and make sure to stay tuned on the socials for all of the news about AFL Open a little bit later in the year. But it's Austin Kruger checking out for 2026.